Can we believe Jean-Paul Sartre's inflammatory claim that even the prisoner is free? How can we make sense of that? And if everyone's free, what difference does freedom even make? And can freedom matter anymore? How can we believe in freedom after it has been used to justify Western imperialism's greatest crimes, like the invasions of Afghanistan and Iraq? This course is going to set out to explain existentialism's radical view of human freedom, that it's up to us to decide not only what we do with our lives, but also who and what we are, and even what's good and bad. Not only that, it's going to point out how often we pretend that we're not free, and how lies based on denying freedom are all over our culture and politics. Big lies, like the lie that human nature is fundamentally selfish, and therefore collective action is doomed to tragic failure. And then little everyday lies, like the lies we tell ourselves about what we have to do, forgetting the empowering truth that it's we who've chosen to be dutiful and to do what we have to do. Our failures to recognize existential freedom severely limit human flourishing by discouraging us from taking responsibility for our lives and rising up against political systems that oppress us. To make the case for existential freedom, we'll start out by making some of the most fascinating foundations of existential thought clear and comprehensible to everyone, regardless of prior experience with philosophy. These are going to be foundations like phenomenology, or the study of experience, which shows that, contrary to the scientific approach to truth, it's meaningless to talk about reality except through the range of what observers can experience. And then things like hermeneutics, or the study of interpretation, which shows that everything that's true depends on interpretation, and that therefore there's nothing that's true in isolation or in itself. After laying these foundations, we will go on to explain how human choices, and human choices alone, make what's good good and what's bad bad. How we depend on other people for our identities, and even our very existence, and why politics that denies this fact is doomed to failure. Why our flourishing depends on fighting for political emancipation for ourselves and for others. And finally, the importance of death in making our lives meaningful. And that's a topic that we'll end on, and that I promise is much more cheerful than it may sound at first. So this course will present some of the most interesting and powerful ideas of contemporary philosophy. It'll be from authors such as Simone de Beauvoir, Frantz Fanon, Martin Heidegger, and Friedrich Nietzsche. And we'll get them across in ways that can be understood by anyone. It will explain why their ideas should matter to everyone by using concrete examples and illustrations. The course will take place over 10 weeks and be delivered through a cutting-edge learning design methodology that uses a combination of short videos like this one and optional exercises that you can do on your own time, together with weekly seminars that we'll do together. There are no required readings for this course. Everything you need to understand the ideas will be presented through these video lectures. And instead, you will be asked to engage more deeply with the ideas by thinking, writing briefly, and talking about how you see them reflected in or challenged by your lives and the world that you live in. However, if you do wish to engage with the primary text, I will be suggesting texts and excerpts that you can use to help you do that. So expect to dedicate maybe 3 to 4 hours per week total to the course. Okay, thank you. And I hope you'll join me for this challenging, exciting exploration of freedom. And let's find out why everything else is up to us.